The San Diego Comic-Con took place between the 21st and 24th of July, and tons of exciting new announcements of upcoming movies and shows. One of these was the first look at the trailer for Shazam, Fury of the Gods. While the trailer was filled with fun action and music, it also had a clever Suicide Squad Easter egg. Let's find out more. First, the Suicide Squad Easter egg featured in the Shazam trailer. The trailer for Shazam, Fury of the Gods showed all of the Shazam family members finding their way with superpowers as they figured out what it meant to be heroes. Not just this, but it also saw a new threat poised to create real problems for Philadelphia and the world, as well as for Billy Batson and his family. Shortly after the trailer's debut, fans noticed that it included a bunch of nods to a beloved DC Comics character that was central to James Gunn's The Suicide Squad, Starro. And one fan pointed out on Twitter, there's art on the wall of the pediatrician's office that features alphabet letters and things that correspond with those letters. But this being the DCEU, some of these corresponding things are actually quite interesting. And in this case, the S stands for Starro. What's even more interesting is that the appearance of the alphabet art isn't the only reference to Starro in the frame. Gunn himself shared another fan's theory, revealing that hanging just below the piece of art is another reference to Starro. He pointed this out by clearly admitting on Twitter that the Easter egg was very much real. It's actually pretty interesting to see Starro displayed in an office that children presumably spend a good bit of time in, considering he was the villain in the Suicide Squad. While the alien creature was ultimately revealed to be a victim himself of a much larger evil, it still went on a pretty terrifying rampage afterward. And that's definitely not the kind of thing kids would necessarily need or want to be exposed to. However, as Easter eggs go, this is a very clever one. As for the villain of Shazam, Fury of the Gods, the trailer gave fans their first look at Hespera, played by Helen Mirren, in action, as well as Calypso, played by Lucy Liu. Next, what the Easter egg says about continuity within the DCEU. It's no surprise that the DCEU's continuity has been quite irregular for some time now. The series has featured many inconsistencies throughout its installments. For example, Batman vs. Superman established that Wonder Woman lived among humanity in secret since the 1940s. Still, Wonder Woman 1984 showed her very publicly saving the world, and the former showed Victor Stone already having his powers for Justice League to establish he had become Cyborg after Clark Kent's death. These examples, along with Matt Reeves' The Batman being set in its own world, made it seem like the DCEU's shared universe model would be eventually forgotten. Yet more recent installments seem to show the franchise going back to a clearer storytelling structure hinted at by the new Shazam film. It'll have an appearance from Henry Cavill's Superman despite being a faceless cameo. This movie's Starro Easter eggs, while small and lighthearted, also seem to point to the events of the Suicide Squad having an impact on the DCEU as a whole. While they were supposed to be unimportant references, it's fun to see nods to other projects in the franchise through them. Similarly, Viola Davis was confirmed to appear in Black Adam as Amanda Waller during San Diego Conference, which meant her role in Suicide Squad was being reprised. With this and the Suicide Squad Easter eggs in the new Shazam film, there seems to be hope for the DCEU to return to more cohesive storylines. Plus, what else do we know about the film? We know that Shazam, Fury of the Gods will be released in theaters on December 21st, 2022. It was originally supposed to come out on the 1st of April this year, but the COVID-19 pandemic caused it to be delayed to November and then to June next year. Fortunately, Warner Brothers moved it back to the 21st of December this year so that it wouldn't compete with the new Avatar sequel, which comes out a week prior. Hopefully, that's the last time it gets delayed because the wait isn't so long. As of now, Warner Brothers hasn't revealed an official plot synopsis for the film, but we can make some assumptions based on the trailer that was shown at the San Diego Comic-Con. It's likely starting with Billy feeling unsure about whether he's a good enough superhero or not. Also, his superpowered siblings will be busy doing their own things while he is having trouble keeping them in check. However, Djimon Hounsou's wizard character, who in the first movie gave Billy powers before turning into dust, will warn him that the Daughters of Atlas are coming for him. Believing that children stole the power of gods, the sisters rebuild the wizard's power transferring staff that Billy broke in the first movie and will probably use it to take back these powers from the Shazam family. That's all we can say for now, but the movie will definitely have more surprises that weren't visible in the trailer. Now in other related news. Also, Shazam 2 director hints at Peacemaker's role in the sequel. The director of the Shazam sequel, David Sandberg, has confirmed on Twitter that the person standing behind Hespera and Calypso in the trailer is indeed Rizwan Manji. He made his DCEU debut earlier this year in James Gunn The Suicide Squad spin-off, Peacemaker. As Sandberg mentions, Peter Safran, who produced both the sequel and the show, recommended Manji for the role in the new Shazam film. Although both are set in the same universe, Safran insisted that it wouldn't be a problem since Manji's role in Peacemaker wasn't so big. But after casting him in the movie, he was dumbfounded as he realized that Manji even danced in Peacemaker's iconic opening credits. This unintended crossover between Peacemaker and Shazam through Manji is undoubtedly amusing. Sandberg may not have planned to bring the character that Gunn created for his TV show back into the DCEU, but it's great to see that the actor was still able to make his way back into the franchise. Next, Asher Angel says that the Shazam sequel will be better than the first movie. Asher Angel, who plays the young Billy Batson, said the upcoming sequel would be way better than the first part. This was revealed at the San Diego Comic-Con, where the first trailer was also shown to audiences. When asked why that was so, he said that the action in this film is bigger and everything fans would want in a superhero movie. And honestly, he might not be wrong. The trailer has already made it clear that the film's ambitions are high when it comes to action. Even the Daughters of Atlas as the primary villains, it wouldn't come as a surprise if the Shazam sequel somehow does tie into the Black Adam, due to the release schedule shifts. Despite how many times actors and directors have dodged that question in the past, it is inevitable that Black Adam and Shazam will eventually clash on the big screen, most likely in a third potential Shazam film. So, we have just 5 more months to go until it hits theaters in the United States. Let's see how it turns out. Lastly, Dwayne Johnson teases a new era of the DCEU at San Diego's Comic-Con. Fans may know that Dwayne Johnson will portray the titular anti-hero in DC's Black Adam, which hits theaters on the 21st of October this year. During the San Diego Comic-Con, he shed some light on the film's impact on the DCEU. He said that the primary goal of this movie is to start a new era within the DC universe. It's very much possible that his remark implies Black Adam would serve as the beginning of a series of new spin-off films featuring members of the Justice Society of America. Or he could have been looking ahead at an actual movie centered on the team as well. Still, he did tease that it would build out the DCEU with the Justice Society, meaning that the JSA could be the recognized heroes of Earth. Meanwhile, others, like the Justice League, presumably take the back seat. It's still unclear, though, how heroes like Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman and Jason Momoa's Aquaman would react to Black Adam's arrival. But it's reasonable to assume that these characters would notice the destruction left by the anti-hero. It's possible that the Justice League's response to Black Adam's debut will be addressed in a potential sequel, considering that the film is focusing on introducing the new character to the DCEU. Assuming that the true plan of the studio has not been revealed yet, it's still been made clear that Dwayne is aware of the franchise's future, and his comments imply that Black Adam and the JSA would serve as significant parts of it. After all, it's a very anticipated film among fans, so let's see how it turns out. And that's a wrap for this video. What did you think of the Suicide Squad Easter egg featured in the Shazam trailer? Are you excited about seeing the film? Let us know in the comments below. Do give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit that bell notification for similar videos. See you in the next one.